Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight.
Let's go! Third! Let the Super Kick Party!
Yeah, pay the money for that. And of course, you gotta get the Coffins. Hey, yo, and away we go. Happy Wednesday night to one and all, Mr. Snow Penguin. I hope your viewing material is okay. I hope the Twitch ads were decent for you today. You had to be in a Discord chat to know that joke right now, but you know, I'm just going to throw this up now. But no, good to see everybody here today. Welcome to the AEW Dynamite Sidecast. We are on a little early. There is something new I want to try a little bit here as we move forward. I did mention that I do want to do some extra sub equal. That's right. Sub equals no ads. That's the smart thing. But yeah, I'm very thankful that you did sub. Well, I don't remember you subbed or you gift subbed. Either way, don't matter. Glad you're here. Glad you subbed. All good. But yeah, I want to try and do some extra commentary videos before we start into Dynamite for the average night. So we did have a little bit to talk about. Oh, that's right. From Nick, of course, yes. And thank you for the 10 show streak. I appreciate you. But yeah, just stop and say hi. I'm at work. Breako join when. Hey, Jay, quick. Good to see you around. Good to see you're employed. Good to see you're working. Good to see you're working hard. And I hope things are okay for you. I always appreciate you, sir. As we are moving along here. Like I said, I'm on a little early tonight just because I do want to get into a little bit of a topic that a lot of people have been commenting about. And if you guys saw my social media ads earlier this week, earlier today, the topic I had was the biggest weekend in wrestling. So, you know what? Let's. I didn't write any formal notes, but this thing's got a little bit of room for stuff. So, we'll use the old brain waves to see how things flow, see how things go. I want to keep it around 20 minutes here, so we can get ready for Dynamite here coming up. So. But yeah, let's give this a try. If you guys have any thoughts, feel free to throw them in the comments there, and we will we'll read them as we go, and we'll try to figure things out here. So, but yeah, all right. So yeah, wanted to start this early. I wanted to talk about what I consider to be one of the most important weeks for professional wrestling in this generation ever. For the beginning of 2025 here. Basically, for the first 8 days, we've had a very important show everywhere. The first was the Fight for the Fallen on Max for AEW. That was a big thing. Then we got TNA's debut on Sportsnet, which their season premiere as well, so always very important. On the third was the first 3-hour SmackDown of the new era over on, it was on YouTube for international and USA for America. Saturday, of course, there was a startup show as well, very important there. Saturday we had Wrestle Kingdom. Sunday we had Wrestle Dynasty. Both those shows I've heard very good reviews on. I've heard a few little caveats to both in many different ways. One negative, one positive. And I'll get into that little bit here as we go forward here. And then Monday night, of course, the debut of Raw on Netflix. Mixed opinions at best about that. And then last night we had the NXT show at New Year's Evil, which I found was an absolutely great show, saving the ending. But once again, there's a reason for that. And that's why I wanted to get on here, because I believe the title of this video, it's been running in my head all day, and I think it's quite apropos. It's going to be Netflix and Max and Chill, the story of wrestling for early 2025. Because I think a lot of people need to realize these days that this portion of wrestling is one of the most important segments here. Like from right now till Revolution / WrestleMania might be one of the most important periods of wrestling that we've had in a very long time. Wrestling is being exposed to a huge audience compared to before. Like network TV, I've been schooled very well to know that a lot of people don't have network TV these days. And then also very segregated streaming services, very brand specific in terms of New Japan and Stardom. That's where the majority of these shows were left from over the years for that. Hey JJ, good to see you here. Yeah, we're talking about the week in wrestling here and getting ready for Dynamite here tonight. So as you're looking into a lot of these programs here, they're being exposed through Max, through Netflix. Even the Fight app for Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty actually increased the number of people that had the availability to watch a lot of these shows. And yes, I understand New Japan was available on New Japan's VOD site as well, and Stardom's website and whatnot, but the key is easier to get. Like hell, I find it a hell of a lot easier to load up an app on my phone or on my TV for that matter. Just got to click 3 buttons and I paid $31 and got 2 shows to watch. Netflix. How many people don't have cable TV but they have Netflix? A ton. How many people have Max but not necessarily have TBS or TNT? Lots. So, with that being said, we're going to get a lot more viewers that not only are brand new to wrestling, but are old fans of wrestling. So, if I'm a promoter, how am I thinking, what is the best way to capture a lot of these viewers that were here before and just don't remember everything that's gone on? You bring back some of the people that they already knew. That's why when you see in AEW, you got Cope, Adam Copeland, Edge. You got John Moxley, Dean Ambrose. And you got Christian Cage. Those are your 3 main guys for your title run right now. Your main program, per se. You have FTR, who was in the WWE later on as a supporting cast there, along with Cesaro, Claudio Castagnoli. The only exception here is Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir, who, yes, Marina did have a little bit of time in WWE, but not a lot. And then you look on the WWE side, for Raw, they brought out The Rock, Triple H, Undertaker, a lot of the old cast, and of course, I'm going to throw this one here. My latest addition to the stream deck. Yes, even Hulk Hogan showed up. But it's a lot of familiar names, and to people that haven't watched wrestling for a while, but they recognize those names, they're going to check it out. And for there, they're going to check out those pieces from there. They, like a lot of the one of the big ideas that they had, and I actually think for a casual viewer might work really well, is the fact that Rhea Ripley's got Undertaker's support at the end of their title match on Monday. The fact that he was there giving their support, The Rock giving NXT support last night on New Year's Evil. Yes, I think the promo was absolutely horrible to end the show, but you can't tell me that promo isn't anything different than a lot of the promos that AEW has done at the start of the show. We didn't like them at the beginning of the show. We don't like them at the end of the show. At least we're consistent enough to know that we do not like those promos in general to the experienced fan. To the casual fan, it might be completely different. It's someone coming back and saying, look, these new stars are worth checking out. And that might be enough to convince some of these casuals to stick around and say, all right, well, maybe I'll give them a chance to check it out. I know that a lot of people considered the Netflix Raw, the Raw number 1 on Netflix. To me, it felt a lot like a lot of the responses we got to Saturday night's main event. Those shows are not meant for what you would consider your hardcore fans. They're meant for casuals to try and draw them in to the bigger product. And let's face it, this was pretty much an advertising campaign all week. It's just the biggest difference is AEW and WWE are doing it 2 different ways. WWE is doing it via the cameo method, where guys are coming in to assist more than anything else, while AEW is doing it through in-ring actions, basically allowing you to stick around for the main event, but at the same time you're going to stick around and watch all these other great wrestlers. Like, hell, I'm wearing my Mercedes Moné shirt on purpose tonight because a lot of people remember Sasha Banks. And now that Sasha Banks is on Dynamite, on Collision, the fact that she's there will do a lot to that. Hey, Boris, I hope you have a great show as well here. We're just doing a little pre-ramble so I can get a little extra little commentary up on the YouTube channel tomorrow. So hope everything goes well for your sidecast. You and Ophelia. I still say Crystal Dynamics, you should even get a good deal for her, but that's just me. Anyway. They've done a very good job at bringing in some of the bigger names and working them to create an atmosphere where new fans want to come check out at least second, third, fourth week. Are you going to keep them all? No, that's just not something that's going to happen. But you are going to have the ability to keep a few more fans, get those numbers up, get it ready for the PPVs or the PLEs. And the one place that did things better than most, in my opinion, in terms of developing someone this week, I'm going to New Japan on the weekend. So the reports from Wrestle Dynasty were it was a very good show all the way across, except for the main event went way too long. All right, well, that's more of a taste thing than anything. Then Wrestle Dynasty comes around, and a lot of people said that the show is predictable in many ways. But the fact that you have the Jacksons with the tag titles now, and that means the Jacksons are going to be walking around with those titles, and they're probably going to be back in Japan with those titles, hopefully getting a little more exposure for them, and also that they're going to be bringing those titles to AEW as well. Hey, Zodiac. Just getting some commentary done here as we get ready here. So, not only are we talking about the Jacksons, but look at Konosuke Takeshita, who might be the MVP of the weekend. Ends up winning the Never Openweight title. Then he ends up defending it against Tomohiro Ishii. And then after the show, he announces that he is officially signed with AEW, with New Japan, and with DDT, all 3 of those promotions. The fact that he's going to have all these belts walking around, hell, you got Mercedes Moné, who ends up winning the Rev Pro title, so now she's going to be out in England showing everybody she's going to be around there. Casual wrestling fans will see there. That'll draw them in a little bit more to AEW in many ways as well. But I have to say, like, the best job that happened was the return of Kenny Omega and what he did for Gabe Kidd in that show. It's one thing to go in there and get star power and get faces in there, because a lot of people forget the match that actually turned New Japan around and got them more mainstream than anything else was Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho. It is a well-known fact that numbers rose like a crazy. And the fact that Omega in one match managed to make Gabe into the number one. Basically, he's going to have to be the guy that goes with Sabre Jr. eventually here. It's going to have to happen. Gabe made himself into that position that night. And that's why I say more than anything else, as much as we have a long drawn out story here with AEW in terms of the veterans running the card, I got a feeling that that's going to be until maybe Double or Nothing. In my personal opinion, I think that's probably where we're going to go. The fact that we're going to have all these cameos and just crazy stuff going on Raw right now with all those cameos that showed up. New Japan did something in a lot faster direction than what happened over at the other promotions. They made an established star, the established star for New Japan. Let's face it, Kenny Omega is the established star for New Japan. He made somebody relevant enough that they are going to be a main attraction in New Japan, to go along with Zack Sabre Jr., to go along with Konosuke Takeshita, who's there now. ELP winning the TV title. He's going to get exposure for New Japan there. All this new blood, as well as a lot of people that many people know. And if you don't know, you're going to know. And Nats, we were talking, like I just mentioned here, the fact that you're going to get the New Japan titles on the Bucks means they're going to be seen a little bit more in North America. Casual fans who are just checking things out now, you can't say that the next 3 months are going to be for your regular fans, because we already know what the New Japan, the IWGP tag titles are and what they mean and who's all there. Casual fans who see that the Bucks walk into Dynamite with these IWGP titles, and everybody talks about, oh, such a great match in New Japan, how they got the titles, blah, blah, blah. They're going to find a way to get some video on New Japan, and that might possibly sprout some new blood going into different promotions. So my advice for a fan that is a dead fast, hardcore, we need to develop new talent, we need to have our wrestlers going for these top titles. We don't need Cena at the top of the card. We don't need Rocky at the top of the card right now. As I said, the title of this video, Netflix and Max and chill. Just need to calm down a little bit, because I'll guarantee you, from now till AEW Revolution at minimum, and from now till WrestleMania, we are going to get a full dose of familiar faces from the past that are going to be part of our top programs. Whether it be Rock probably going Roman Reigns, you could have Cena and Cody. Whatever Cena's going to do there. There's rumors that Goldberg's going to be around, which is going to bring that back. And on the AEW side, let's face it, Revolution main event is probably going to be Cope versus Mox. Let's just throw it right there. And everybody that's like, oh, we need new faces in here, just slow your roll. They're coming. But for right now, we need to placate to the new fans or the returning fans and give them a reason to stick around and watch a Darby Allin, a Daniel Garcia, hell, even a Samoa Joe, to let you experience some of the wrestlers that you don't remember a whole lot. So to me, my advice to any serious wrestling fan who wants to get very serious about their wrestling, Netflix and Max and chill.